Hi, I'm Katie Halcrow with Power Up Prep, and I'm super excited today to take you through some tips and strategies to help you power up your ACT. If this is your first time with us, first, welcome. Second, check out the link below. There, you're going to find the ACT questions and the note sheets that you can do along with these videos. All right, so let's get those materials together, and we're going to be ready to power up. Okay, so you've done all of the hard work at this point. We talked about line reference questions, we talked about scanning questions, we talked about content questions, we talked about how to do those questions, and we even talked about the first 5 general rules. But before we go, I want to do 2 final thoughts. So the last 2 general rules, general rule number 6 and general rule number 7. General rule number 6 is something that students sometimes forget because they get so nervous about answering the questions as quickly as possible that they read too quickly once they get to the spot that they should to get to an answer choice. So my advice for number 6, for general rule number 6, is you want to scan quickly, but then read deeply. So you're scanning quickly to find the spot that you want, but once you get to that spot, you want to stop and you want to read deeply and really process what's going on. Because if you are just scanning through and reading through really quickly, you're not going to be able to process the information, so you're not going to get the answer right, and it will actually probably take you longer to do. So it really benefits you to scan quickly, find the place you want, but then take a breath, read it deeply, and make sure that you are understanding what the words are saying. Okay, so that's number 6. And then finally, number 7. So on every reading section, there will be one passage that's made up of 2 passages. So there's 4 passages total on the reading section, and one of those passages will be made up of 2 separate passages. When you're at that 2 passage, what you're going to do is just do one passage at a time. So you're going to answer the questions in the same order that we talked about, but only for one passage at a time. So for example, if the first 3 questions are for passage A and the second 4 questions are passage B, you're going to take those first 3 questions and you're going to do line reference questions first, then scanning questions, then content questions. But you're going to make sure you do all 3 of those questions first before going on to passage B. And then in passage B, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do you're going to do line reference questions, then scanning questions, and then content questions on passage B. And then the final 3 questions will be about the passages together. A lot of times those are content questions, so overview questions. So when they're overview questions, what you're going to do is just take your best guess and then move on. But just know that those final 3 questions are about the 2 passages together. All right, so you should be all set. You know all your general rules, you know how to approach the questions, and you're ready to go. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below. We love to hear from you. Also, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of our curriculum or other tips and tricks that can help you power up your ACT.